Hey guys, I wanted to share a quick message before the start of the video. So, the last few weeks, or actually like the last few months, have been pretty scary. There's been a lot going on, and as an immigrant myself, a lot of the legislation and messages just being pushed out into the world are very terrifying. But what I'm not trying to do is fearmonger or create any type of panic. All I really want to do is echo a lot of the important messages that I'm sure you've seen. Obviously, number one is know your rights, especially if you're a member of the immigrant community. Two is just be educated. Try and remain as aware and up to date as you can on everything going on. And three, and probably most importantly, is to just try and find unity in these really, really difficult times. Obviously, all the ICE raids and legislation affect the immigrant community and myself directly. However, I really encourage everyone to keep a really critical lens on everything that's happening, to take everything very seriously, because there's a lot going on. And even things beyond immigration policy will inevitably affect American society as a whole. So it's really, really important that you continue to show up in ways that really matter. Check up on your friends, support one another, and spread awareness. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is immigrants come from all places, but this very much feels like a pointed attack on Mexican immigrants. And I guess I just want to share a reminder to everyone, but especially the people in our community. As Mexican people, we're incredibly hardworking, incredibly resilient and strong and warm and bright. Just remember that. Don't give up. Don't lose faith in the kindness of people, and continue to share your stories. So many more people are willing to listen than you imagine. So with that, here's my video. It's not a light watch either, but it's what I have for this week, and I just thank you guys for listening. Bye.
Hi guys, welcome to my video. This video is going to be a little bit different compared to the videos I've been posting in the last few weeks, mainly because this is a really sensitive but important topic for myself. Today, I'm going to take myself on a solo date. I'm going to go read and get a coffee at a cafe. I've tried to go on solo dates before, and I can't really say I've really gotten out of them what I wanted to experience or find, because I have a difficult time with the concept of self-love. For the last few years, self-love has always been a goal on my vision boards, and obviously this year it's no different. Self-love has made its way onto the board again. And not that that's a bad thing, or that self-love isn't something I always want to be working on, of course, but I guess I'm a little bit frustrated because I guess I wish I would have made more progress compared to where I still am today, especially now that I'm 26. I don't want to feel embarrassed about anything, to be honest, and I do feel more myself now than ever before. But even now, with my prefrontal cortex fully developed, I still find myself struggling a little bit. And so one of my main goals this year was to just take myself on more solo dates and spend more time intentionally with myself. So all of this is super vulnerable, so buckle up for the ride. I think I've always constantly battled with the idea of self-love, but I really started to worry about it 5 years ago, right before I graduated from college and was about to start working, because it just hit me that I really had to figure out who I was in this world, or who I wanted to be. Once I was out of that bubble, I was kind of just hit with the reality of I don't really know who I am, but on top of that, I don't really like the person I've been since as early as I can remember. When I was a little girl, I don't think there was ever a time I really ever liked myself. And I have my own theories along with my therapist of where all these feelings stem from, but that's not something I'm going to unpack on video today. I have vivid memories of feeling like I was weird, I wasn't cool enough, I wasn't pretty enough, particularly in the physical. Like, I also remember there being certain things that I wouldn't wear, or certain ways that I would not style my hair, because I was scared that it was going to make me uglier than I already was. All of those feelings just led me to be a very shy and insecure child that developed into then an insecure teenager, insecure adult. There were ups, like when I finally graduated high school and got out of that environment. Something incredible happened in college where I just met a lot of really cool and awesome people. They were interesting, smart, incredibly kind, and just gave me the space that I needed. It was just so fun to be exposed to those type of people and then feel like, well, maybe there are a lot more people out there that are like me. I felt like I had a lot of growth in that time personally that I really needed. Like I found those people in a time that I really, really needed to find. In that time, I had a newfound appreciation who I was, but because these feelings were so new, I wasn't really in a position where these thoughts would uphold through difficult situations. So what happened? Freshman year, I ended up gaining close to 35 pounds. Forget the freshman 15 girl, like I packed it on. And I laugh because, you know, it's uncomfortable, but yeah, I gained a ton of weight freshman year, which led me, I already had a tumultuous relationship with self-image. So it was not great, you know, pile on a lot of personal shit that happened that year. And I was in the trenches, to be honest. I was really sad. And this was a time in college where I started to lose a lot of friendships. This is personal, so I won't say too much out of respect for people, but basically I had started to push a lot of people away. A lot of friendships that I had established in high school, I just really started to drift away. And by drift, I mean like actually paddling the boat away. Like I was running for the hills. And what I think happened is that I just had such a big gap on the inside of myself. I hated what I looked like. I hated who I was. I was going through this personal, you know, period of difficult emotions. And I don't know, I guess I just started to use friendship as a crutch because friendship was like my only way to have any sort of external validations for being proof that I'm not like a terrible person. I took everything so personal. I started to misinterpret like every little, I don't know, minor tiff or disappointment as like grounds for like, I cannot be in this friendship, it's not good for me. And I almost saw it as like very minor interactions as like a direct attack on who I was as a person. Or more importantly, how much I was valued in these friendships. Y'all know Charlie XCX's songs like Girl So Confusing? That was me. Girl, I was Lord and I was so confusing. In that time, I just felt so many negative feelings towards who I was as a person that friendship really turned into, like I mentioned, just a big source of external validation because I wasn't there. I didn't have enough love for myself to feel like I could make myself feel better. Literally the only way I could feel good about myself is if my friends were also being like quote unquote good friends. The way my brain processes things is just like, well, you know, if I'm constantly getting invited out to eat or to hang out or go to the movies or whatever, my friends are constantly texting me or they're returning my texts or they're returning my calls, then obviously I have to be a good person because they want to be around me. So basically, and this is really unhealthy, if I wasn't the favorite friend, I basically didn't want to be friends at all. If I felt rejected in any type of way, I would like shut down and start to give up on people. I had such high expectations of friendship that inevitably whenever I would hang out with my friends, I wasn't even having fun anymore because I was sitting there like micro-analyzing everything that was happening. I'm still a firm believer that if you're not having fun in a friendship, then you probably need to take some space from that friendship, right? Because friendship should be fun. Period. Like with dating, friendships, relationships should be fun. But I think that comes with a caveat of like these judgments should be made when you're in a space of like, just like a healthy headspace, like a secure headspace. Because when I was going through this, I was so incredibly painfully insecure and hated who I was. So at the time, it was easier for me to just like push people away and run away from my feelings sparked by my own insecurities, then like have the maturity and the accountability to realize maybe placing such high expectations on friendship and the people around me actually made me not a very good friend. Because how can I expect others to show up and be like my biggest cheerleader, my biggest friend, my biggest fan, if I don't have the will to show up for my own self and be my own biggest cheerleader? This was a particularly hard lesson for me to learn because I ended up pushing away like very lovely people. So yeah, this period of my life went from like, yay, I'm an adult, I am finally figuring out who I am, to like, boom, wait, I'm an adult and I still don't know who I am. And on top of that, I still don't like myself. So like, boom, I'm like way down here mentally. Well, shortly after that, we hit rock bottom. It's not funny, it's not funny. When I finally achieved everything I ever wanted, like I graduated from high school, I got this big girl job that I, you know, had pictured myself getting, and don't know what happened. I just got so depressed. I mean, in retrospect, I think it was a combination of the fact that in this period, my anxiety, personal anxiety issues that I had been dealing with, like skyrocketed. And then on top of that, I was incredibly lonely. I was trying super hard to like wire my brain into liking myself. Now that I had just like more mental free time, and now that so many of my most important milestones had been checked off my like life bucket list. The good news is, eventually I did meet a lot of incredible people and became close friends with my very close friends today. So I did find my besties, I found my work besties, and they every day make life in corporate America so much more bearable. And I started to pull myself out of the trenches, I really did. And all in all, life just got exponentially happier. However, there's always a but, I am left wondering, now that I'm happier, is it only because I feel more healed in my friendships? Because even when I was going through all my fallouts with old friends from high school, I still had people around me. I still consistently had good friends in my life, but my relationship with the concept of friendship was very distorted. And now I have a much healthier outlook on friendship. So I guess the reason that like I'm still battling with the idea of self-love is because I just want to build enough security within myself to feel like even if I had 0 friends, would I still like myself? So this year, my journey with like self-love is so much bigger than like just finding myself. I truly want to be my own best friend, because it's not something that I have yet. So this book day is a very small step in that journey, and it might seem like insignificant, but it's truly something I never do for myself. So honestly, at least for now, today the little victory is that I like myself enough to even make the effort to grow my relationship with myself. So I just finished my solo coffee date, and I have a mix of emotions, understandably so. You know, I got a little spot upstairs away from like the hustle and bustle of the downstairs barista area. So that was nice. I was self-conscious for like, I'd say like 70% of it, because there's like, you know, groups of people there and I'm alone. And so, you know, mentally that was something difficult to get over, because, you know, it's a journey. You know, hearing other people like laugh and giggle and enjoy each other's companies does make you wish that I wasn't there alone. But once I got into the groove of things and started to enjoy my book, I was like, you know what? I appreciate the quiet. I should put in my noise canceling headphones, because I was like, I just don't even want to think about the other people here. I literally just want to focus on me being here with myself. I think I do appreciate myself for doing this, taking the time to be with myself, and hopefully continue growing. So even though it was uncomfortable for me, it's, like I said, not something that I really do. I don't spend a lot of time alone. I think I can get to a point where I do like it. So all in all, I think it was good. Obviously, I recommend it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys listening to me today ramble, and I'm proud of myself. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.